Hey guys, welcome back to the Sal Pitera channel, and today we're going to talk about what really happens should you be late for the ship when you're coming back from a port of call and the ship leaves without you. We'll be back to talk all about it right after this. Hey guys, welcome back, and as we said, today we're going to talk about what happens should you be late coming back from a port of call and your ship leaves without you. But before we do that, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the little bell notification next to it. That's going to let YouTube let you know when we upload new videos. It's totally free for you, and it sure means the world to us. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So we've all seen the videos. Some of us have even seen it in person as the cruise ship leaves and you see those people running for the cruise ship because they arrived late back to port. And certainly the ship's not going to turn around for them, so they're stuck there in port. Well, how stuck are they really? A common misconception is that if you miss your cruise ship, you are just on your own to figure it out, and that's not really true. The cruise line's going to be there to help you, so thanks to the good friends at My Cruise Stories, we're going to put a link down to their YouTube channel down below. We're going to show you what John Heald, the brand ambassador for Carnival, has to say, and really my research says that this applies to pretty much every cruise line out there. Well, every major cruise line anyway. So let's show you that video right now.
This has been, Europe is unlike anywhere else. When you're in the Caribbean, it's very, very rare that somebody's late or even misses the ship. For the season that we've been here in Europe since the beginning of June to where we are now in November, I don't know the exact number, but I would guess conservatively that we have had probably around 50 people miss the ship in the 5-6 months. You know, people you see in the Caribbean, you go downtown. You're 10 minutes away from the ship. You know, you drive into Rome or you rent a car to drive to Florence, you're 100 miles away or so. So we've had a lot of people miss the ship. If you do miss it, we have an agent who in each port takes care of our needs, and he or she will, if you do miss the ship, will stay on the pier and will make sure that when you do eventually show up, that we book you a hotel and your transportation to the next port of call. You are obviously responsible to pay for that, but the actual planning most of the time we will do. And there is a couple this cruise who've been late 3 times. I will not mention their name, but Mr. and Mrs. Driscoll, naughty, naughty, naughty.
Yes, but what about our passports? How can we fly anywhere without our passports? Yeah,
now if you are in Europe, we have what's called a Schengen visa, which means that for most people, for Americans and Canadians certainly, you wouldn't need your passport to go from one Spanish port to another, from one Italian port to a Spanish port, as long as it's within the European Union. However, if somebody had missed the ship in this last port of call and then we were coming to Antigua, they would have to fly transatlantic, which would mean we would have to go into the cabin, use with the security guard and the chief security's witness into the safe, search the cabin for the passports and disembark the passports to the agent. Yeah, you're going to need money. I mean, there's a couple of times when we've paid, because people have had no money or credit card, that we've paid and then we've charged them afterwards. But always carry photo ID, always have a credit card with you, but most importantly, take the ship's paper, the fun times, the daily program, whatever ship you're on. On the very front page it says what time you need to be back on board, and there is always an emergency contact telephone number on there as well in case you get yourself into trouble.
Okay, so that was great. I want to thank again My Cruise Stories. Please make sure you check out their link down in the description down below and subscribe to the channel. So John gave out lots of great information. For those of you who thought you were going to be totally alone should you have missed a ship, obviously that's not true anymore. So now you know that you're not going to be alone. But let's talk about some things that you can do to make sure that you don't miss the ship. First, whenever you leave the ship, make sure you know what the be back time will be. Typically, it will be in the fun times or whatever publication your cruise line gives you that outlines your events for the day. Also, most major cruise lines will have it clearly posted on the gangway when you leave the ship. So make sure you know that ship's time, and also make sure your watch, as well as your phone or any other device you're going to use to keep time, is set on the ship's time, because the ship's time will typically always remain the same even when you cross time zones. The other thing that I strongly recommend is, while you don't have to bring a passport out into port with you, bring a photocopy of that passport. It will help you should you miss the ship in a foreign country and need to find your way home. The other thing that my wife and I always do is, while we don't always bring a major credit card into port, I will always bring a photocopy of the front of my credit card and I stick that in my wallet. My wife keeps the expiration date and the 3-digit code on her. That way, should I lose that paper with the credit card number, it's useless without the expiration date and the 3-digit code. But should we miss the ship or get stuck in port, we know that we have sufficient money to get back and we're not totally reliant on the niceness of the cruise line to try and find us to the next port, get our hotels, etc. So yes, you're kind of on your own as far as you are going to be financially responsible to catching up with the ship. So be prepared for that. But you're not totally left alone because the ship's port agent is certainly going to help you. So I hope that clears it up. Lots of people think that they're just absolutely stuck in port and have to figure it out for themselves, and that's really not the case. So once again, make sure you click that subscribe button, click the little bell notification, and we'll see you on board.